Welcome to Rob Schmitt Tonight. We are going commercial-free again tonight, a non-stop power hour, and it starts with the 2024 Biden campaign, which today showcased their raw desperation to the American people as the president's handlers made a rush decision to send Biden to the picket lines of the auto workers' strike in Michigan. Biden needed to be on the ground before Trump's arrival tomorrow for a rally that we're going to be carrying in full right here on Newsmax. Biden's desperate last-minute move was quite obvious. The president didn't even make a formal speech. His entire visit with picketing auto workers, 11 minutes long. That's it. A true elitist who simply knows Michigan and union support are both critical to his reelection. Biden spoke for less than 1 minute through a bullhorn. He went all the way to Michigan to talk for about 58 seconds. The media reported it as unprecedented for a president to join a picket line. In reality, it's not unprecedented. It's actually completely inappropriate. The president is holding a gun to the auto industry's head as the most powerful man in the country. He is picking a side in a wage dispute, while also forcing a failing green agenda on that same industry, subsidizing the losses with your tax dollars, of course. It all comes together as a full-throttle display of the worst of government, something Biden is very good at. Today, the president told union workers on the picket line they deserve more money, but as we've come to expect, even a 58-second speech from Joe Biden still comes with a major gaffe. See if you can catch it.
I marched a lot of UAW picket lines when I was a senator since 1973, but I tell you what, first time I've ever done it as president.
He said, I've crossed a lot of picket lines, but never as a president. He says it was the first time he's done it as president. Well, the most union president in the history of this country, as he calls himself, apparently has no clue that crossing a picket line is the thing that you're not supposed to do. That's the bad thing. He makes it so obvious so often. He's just an elitist with a handful of sympathetic stories. Crossing the picket line is when you go against the union. He has a manufactured political agenda that helps him win in the right places. We know this. Also, he can keep loading up his family bank accounts through various influence peddling bribery schemes from around the world. The empty suit president, no real passion, saying whatever he needs to. He's a radical leftist during primary season. He's a moderate for the election, and now in office, he's been hogtied by leftover open border socialists who have commandeered this White House, working as stooges of Obama, the former president's last shot at fully dismantling a country that he hates. Biden is the perfect puppet president being controlled from outside the White House, and it explains the total collapse in support from the people who voted for him. Real Clear Politics now has quadruple indicted former President Trump beating Biden by 1.5 points in 2024. I bet they never saw that coming. The ABC Washington Post poll shocked us all over the weekend with Trump up nearly 10 points. NBC's new polling shows 3/4 of the country is very worried about Biden's age. That should be the last thing you're worried about with this president. Today, Axios reporting the White House is mortified of the president falling, making a concerted effort to avoid it, saying since his stumble in June, Biden has been wearing tennis shoes more often to avoid slipping and using the short stairs on Air Force One, entering the plane on a lower deck than before. Biden used those short stairs today, entering and exiting Air Force One in the belly, and you saw it right there. While exiting, the president still nearly slipped, had to catch himself there for a second. His staffers holding their breath every time the president is in public, terrified that this will happen again. And they're right to be concerned. Imagine the chaos if Biden fell and broke a hip. It would seal the deal for Trump. So we have a president now who can't wear dress shoes, even though he has to wear a suit, and can't climb a full set of stairs any longer because he's so brittle. Does that sound like a good quality for the leader of the United States of America? And in the fake world of politics, Biden's reelection team is now eyeing a plan to spend $70 million to make the president look cool as he bleeds support from younger voters. This is why we're seeing the president's own Twitter account talking about reducing concert fees as our country falls apart. Because indoctrinated, naive, early 20s Starbucks socialists are not running to the polls again for this guy.
But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black, they will drive our clean energy transition. They will keep the global supply chain secure. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. I started off as a kid in the civil rights movement in Wilmington, Delaware, when I was in high school, and the community, we won by a staggering 3,100 or 3,200 votes.
Wanders out of the room. Inspirational. Yes, this will need a radical makeover, but 70 million is what they're talking about. That could probably do a lot. Biden could just put together policies that help young people, but of course they're not going to do that. They just want to do enough to get reelected while their actual globalist agenda wrecks your country. That's favorable to actually doing a good job, because doing what's best for the people of this country is not what's best for Joe Biden and the people actually running this country.